Hi, I'm Jake Howdeshell with Richards Brothers Feed of West Plains, your local livestock production specialist. Today we're going to be talking about feeding your cows this winter and keeping them in shape effectively and making sure that we do everything we can to increase your bottom line. One of the things that we need to think about as we're going into the winter, so we're starting to feed hay, we're starting to have the cows probably decline in body condition, and also forage quality is declining. One thing we can know for certain from here, forage quality has one place to go, and that's down all the way until April when we turn out on grass again. So it's important that we're doing everything we can to make sure that the daily needs of our cows are met. If they're dry cows, we're going to need about 1.1 to 1.6 pounds of crude protein per day per cow. Energy-wise, you're going to need anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds depending on what shape the cows are in, what the weather conditions are, and the forage quality. If they're lactating, it's a lot more than that, up to 18 pounds of energy and 3 pounds of crude protein. So it's important to just stay abreast of this situation and keep our cows in shape rather than slipping backwards. One of the ways that we can do that is just think about how is the cow going to stay in shape. So forage quality is going to dictate whether she loses or gains weight. And also how much she can eat of that forage will also affect that. So if it's high in fiber, she won't be able to eat as much in a day. That'll impact her ability, even if it might be very good or decent quality forage. It won't necessarily be able to maintain her body weight on that. Weather conditions also would play a role, but one of the things that you can do to supplement your cows and to get them to stay in shape is by putting out a tub. And when we put out a tub, we do more than just supplement a pound or a half a pound per head per day. If you think about how the rumen works, right? That cow goes out and she grazes, and the bugs in her rumen are breaking down all of that fiber and that cellulose and hemicellulose that is forage or hay. If we let her have small meals throughout the day, 3 to 5 meals throughout the day on a tub, that protein and energy and molasses and sugar can really jazz up those rumen bugs and get them to moving a lot faster. And when they do that, it's going to speed up rate of passage. On the outside, on the back end, that's going to just look more like puddling and less like piling. If you were to kick open a cow pie, you wouldn't see as much fiber or undigested little pieces of grass sticking up at you. And a lot of times on this mature, late forage, it'll turn off really quick, and those logs will start forming, those piles. It's important to keep them puddling as much as we can to digest all that we can out of that grass. And tubs do a much better job of that than, per se, hand feeding because you can get multiple times a day snack eating, and it can speed up that rate of passage. If you speed up and supply a tub and speed up forage intake and rate of passage, because a cow's stomach doesn't want to be empty, they'll go out and they'll graze because they need to keep it full. And they know that. So the stretch receptors will tell them, hey, go eat. You need to stay full and not be hungry. By putting out a tub, we can increase forage intake from 3 to 6 pounds per day. If a standard forage is 50% TDN, that's anywhere from an extra 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds of energy, plus the pound of tub that you fed, which is usually about 80% energy in and of itself. See what I mean? By putting out a little passage and keep cows full and in body condition, a lot better. Another thing to think about when thinking about how cows graze and why they're losing weight or gaining weight. A cow was designed to go out and graze. So she takes a big old long tongue, she wraps it around a wad of grass and pulls it back into her mouth, just tearing. They weren't designed to bite. They have bottom teeth and a dental pad. Chewing, but not biting. So a cow can grub the short grass, but if you get down much shorter than that, it's awful hard for that tongue to wrap around and pull back inside. And that's when you start losing efficacy. She can still graze, but not as easily. She can still eat, but not as much. So you might have a problem with her getting enough forage in the day. So you might need to think about putting hay out there sooner and just letting them wrap up that last little bit of grass as they're eating hay too. That's another thing that can help keep you from slipping backwards on the body condition score. I'm Jake Howdeshell with Richards Brothers Feed of West Plains. I hope you and your family have a blessed holiday season. You stay safe, stay warm, and as always, we thank you for your business.